Andrew Dobson. Andrew Dobson, a comic artist who disappeared for years and years and years because everybody hated him and made fun of him continuously. Decided to post on Blue Sky. Now, there is some contention if this is the real Andrew Dobson comics. But he teased. Actually, there was, before this even, I showed this on stream, he teased that there was, it was like a post on 4chan with his hat or something, his iconic hat, because he was completely bald, so he wore a fedora. He posted on Blue Sky. Now, due to a previous traumatic incident, I will not be revealing any photo of myself to the public, but those who believe this is simply a troll account, I would like to lay those rumors to rest. This is the real me, Andrew Dobson. And then it says, personal art will return as well after March 28th. Then many people gathered around this and posted such imagery, hoping that the return of the Andrew Dobson was imminent before us. A classic lolcow. Andrew Dobson is a lolcow from before the Kiwi Farms. This guy is vintage. His comic series was, I think I even did a stream on him. I'm not sure. His comic, I think I did, because I think I remember showing you guys Sins of a Complacent Artist, which is actually, oh my god, give me a second, let me show you this real quick. If I didn't do a stream on Andrew Dobson, if you go to kiwifarms.st/archive and you go to the folder for Andrew Dobson, you'll get a list of videos by Forever Pandering. You may know who Forever Pandering is. That is the old... before he became a musician, he was a guy that did troll videos, like Medicare-esque, like lolcow videos, like way before, like even before the Kiwi Farms, I want to say. And then he became, he still uses a panda avatar. I forget his name though. He did songs like Crazy Girls and I didn't do a Dobson stream. I did, yeah, the song about Andy Worski. And it, like Imminent Territory or something. What the fuck is his name? 100% didn't do a Dobson stream. Ken Ashcorp, that's it. Ken Ashcorp, before he was the panda artist who complained about how he had a fucked up face, like Russell Greer. Probably shouldn't say that, but he does have some kind of like facial paralysis thing. So he used like a panda avatar to hide that, and it was like a woman panda, so everyone was like, why are you like a panda? And he's like, stop making fun of my face, which is not like an appropriate response. But before he was Ken Ashcorp, the musician, doing Andy Worski songs, he was like really involved in lolcow stuff, and did a series of videos about Andrew Dobson. Oh, Sins of a Complacent Artist, this one right here. There's 2 parts to it. See if this actually loads. I'll just play like a second.
Do you remember when Andrew Dobson was good? I don't, and I've known him for 6 years.
He made a song or a comic series called So You Want to Be a Cartoonist, where Andrew Dobson criticized other people's cartoons. And to give some context, at this point in time, Andrew Dobson, or cartoons were like this huge medium. Like Penny Arcade, like you guys know the Penny Arcade Expo that had been around for like 10 years. That started because of Penny Arcade, which was a comic. So it became a comic into this huge thing called PAX. To give you an idea of how big webcomics were, like in the 2000s, early 2010s, Andrew Dobson was like trying to be like a life coach to people wanting to be a cartoonist at that time, because it was just such this big market, this like really heavily saturated market full of really big earners like Penny Arcade. And he tried to like coach people on how to make cartoons. But the issue is that Andrew Dobson is like fundamentally not a good artist. And the thread, which is super long, because back in the day he was the hot shit, everybody who drew would take pot shots at Andrew Dobson, because he was trying to do this, how do you do art while being a really terrible artist who made really insipid, uninspired cartoons. And then eventually his comic devolved from how to be a cartoonist into just like this blue bear, where like this blue furry persona, where he switched his avatar from himself, because it didn't look like him at all, into the blue bear, which also didn't look like him at all, but at least had the excuse of being a bear and not a human being. So he just like lost it over time, and then eventually just disappeared. He gave up completely. So when this came back, the hat came back. everybody was like, holy fuck, this guy who's vintage OG, mint condition, lolcow, is going to come out and is going to be a again when people needed him the most, when we needed more dipshit lefty artists on the internet making asinine comments about Trump. Finally, Andrew Dobson, 21st century, second decade of the 21st, third decade actually of the 21st century, coming back to give us what we need. And then he posted like one comic, just about how he's back. And this immediately raised suspicions that it was a fake, that he was photoshopping in together old comics or using AI or something, because the original Dobson, number one, his art was better. I can forgive that. I can say like, well, you know, he hasn't done it in like 6+ years, so maybe his art's just worse. But the fact that he's not using handwriting anymore, the handwriting is something that AI can't replicate, because if you ever tried to do writing with AI, it's terrible. And it would be very, very, very difficult to do like a hostage letter using old comics. So the fact that there was no handwriting made a lot of people believe that it was fake. Because like a real Dobson would have no issue just using his handwriting. He also published this, which is just horrific, but it does look a lot like Andrew Dobson's art. His art is really bad. In fact, I think if we go back to this, oh, there's a song actually. Oh, this is it. This is so like formative in my brain as like classic content that really was really special to me when the forum started. So this is another piece of art that he did, but he traced. So this is Ken Ashcorp absolutely fucking mogging him. You ready?
Andrew Dobson, professional artist, traces pictures of Big Ben, goes to sell them at conventions. 5 minutes in Photoshop. I hope you on your way to MCM. On your way to MCM.
This is literally perfect content. I would give that a 10 out of 10. That the fucking vibe is on point. The music's on point. The video, he's like recording himself with OBS, clicking the hide show button for the layer, and in like the beat. It's just like that is absolutely fucking perfect. I love it. So let's give you an example. That's his art. That's what it looks like when he draws like one of these things that he tries to sell prints of. And that's the one that he did for Steven Universe, I think is what this is. The Crystal People. So it looks bad. It looks worse than before, but again, he's been away for a while. But many people suspected that this was a fake as well. And then immediately after this, he, of course, gave up. He says, I can't handle this anymore. I spent 5 years in therapy just to be back to square one. I'm done. This wasn't worth it. And so goes possibly fake Andrew Dobson. Gone forever. Like tears in the rain. Next, here's a picture of Yeezy in a swastika shirt.